Hey everyone, for those who are just starting to tune in, my name is Farrell, and this is going to be another video on Farrellism. We are getting our guest co-host ready right now. Hey,
Hi.
awesome. So we are good. So hey everyone,
Yes.
for those that are going to start to tune in, my name is Farrell, and that's Mary. And this is going to be a Farrellism video jointly with Miss Mary over here. And the title of today's video is going to be Meditation, Manifestation, and Mindset. So we're going to talk to you a little bit today about that and some different insight on that, some techniques, and different things about positivity, negativity, and how you can manifest what you want and just go on the right path to things. Does that sound good to you, Mary?
That sounds awesome. Hi, everybody. So, I am currently at the beach on the boardwalk because I figured with those who are on here who don't know me, as Farrell said, my name is Mary. I run my own wellness company called True Vibe, where our intention is to help people find their true vibe. So to become their true self, I'm all about vibes being vibrations, working with energy, and I live at the beach and I live the beach lifestyle, so I figured there'd be no better way to hop on here and share this experience with you and with you guys from the beach. So I'm happy to be here.
So we've got the beach bum and we got the suburban guy over here. I'm over in the Not Beach area, so we're gonna. If you see all the nice positive sunlight and all the nice vibes, it's coming from the beach over there. So you can thank Mary for that.
Yes, but it just goes to show you, though, the topics that we're going to get into, manifestation and mindset with meditation, it just goes to show you that you can be on all ends. So you can be the beach bum life right here, but then you can be the suburban life over there, and we have so much in common through that. So it just goes to show you that even though our lifestyles may look a little different, our mindset is really similar.
Yeah, exactly. It's the bridge from two worlds coming together on one front.
Yes.
Awesome. And just so everybody who's aware, so on Facebook, for me, you can find me at Farrellism, and then on Instagram at Farrellism15, and then Farrellism on YouTube. We're going to put this video up on YouTube as well, and it will be saved on the Facebook page as well, so you can check that out. And hopefully you guys enjoy this video. So let's get started. So
Awesome.
I would say the biggest thing with meditation, from my perspective, is that it helps to improve your energy. And when it comes to your life and just your person, energy is key, and it's your balance with your chi, and just you have your equilibrium. And if that's off, then your whole life is going to be off, and you're not going to be on the right mindset with manifesting what you want. And so why that's good is because it helps you to cleanse all that negativity and let that positivity flow through you. And before I throw it over to Mary to get her insight on that, I want to throw one quote and movie reference in here that I think really sums that up. So, for those that have seen or grew up with the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, I know everybody loves those. So, in the third movie, you have Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker. He's going through a lot of stuff, and he's in a dark headspace right now. His powers aren't working so well. His aunt's having some difficulties. He has issues with his best friend. Found out who he was. Thinks he killed his dad, and all this stuff. And so along that, Peter Parker finds this little goo, or it's a symbiote, so it's a parasite. And without him knowing, it latches onto him, and it turns his suit into a black suit. And with that suit comes all these different characteristics. So the parasite is leeching and feeding off of Peter and is turning him into this person that he's not. And why that's important is because sometimes the negativity that we can hang on to is like that parasite or that symbiote. It's controlling us and it's latching onto us and it is making us act a certain way, and it's almost like we're sitting in a box in a mirror watching ourselves through our own body, but we're powerless. And the important thing to do, just like he did in that movie, is to overcome that powerlessness and really get out that negativity and go back to the positivity and the right Peter Parker. Go with that red suit. Don't go with that black suit.
I love that.
Yeah, it's very good. So with that out there, let me throw this to you now, Mary, on some of your thoughts.
Yeah, so I love that. So, um, for me, so like I said, I'm all about vibrations and vibrations being energy, and energy is really important. We don't sometimes recognize the impact that a person's energy can have on us, a place. Specific places can have energy. Even the weather, it's a foggy day here at the beach. That's why you can't really see much because it's foggy and it's rainy. So how I like to explain energy is going off people, places, weather is when you, always use the example, have you ever walked into a room and people are just in a bad mood, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, when you're a young kid and you walk in the room and you're like, Mom, Mom, and you can tell, oh, Mom's in a bad mood, I'm not asking her for this today. And so you are feeling her vibrations. You're feeling that energy coming off your mom. Or at work, and you can tell that people are in a bad mood. You are recognizing that, and you're recognizing their energy, their attitude, those emotions. So then I use the opposite example. So if you've ever walked into a room where people are so happy and joyful and they're ready to see you, and you're like, and they're hugging, and maybe not COVID, 2020 style, I've been doing the elbow bump. That's my
Yeah,
2020 hug. But you are vibing off of that. Those shirts that you see people wear, positive vibes, they're everywhere. And people, you're more likely to pick up on that energy and on those vibrations from that energy they're giving off. Just another quick small example, like I said, the weather being one. This is always a great way to help people recognize energy and how it does shift our mood, and shifting our mood shifts our mindset. So today, it's not the nicest day. It's foggy. It's a little cold. I got a long sleeve on, summertime. And when the weather is like icky, that can take an effect on our mood. We want to have our Netflix and chilled kind of day where we want to lay down, we want to just watch movies and not really do a lot and be productive, which is totally awesome. We all need to slow down sometimes in our lives. But that weather being energy, and that energy is taking effect on our mood. It's having a shift in our meter where instead of we're like, go, 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 it's shifting it to slow down. Same thing, opposite thing. So if the weather, gorgeous day, sunny, beautiful breeze, not a care in the world, that's shifting our energy. We're more likely to be like, hey, I want to go for a bike ride. I want to go take my dog for a walk. I want to do this, work on my house. So that's shifting our internal energy to bring forth more and get our day going and flowing. So that's kind of how I like to explain energy. And, we'll get into about even more of how that can affect our mindset as well.
exactly. And that's a great take on it. And I'm glad you brought that up because that also segues into a point. Me and my friend Andrew last night, we were doing a video on coping with loss. For those that are tuning in that remember that, one thing we were talking about is that a philosophy I always like to live by too. You could have the most negative circumstances in your life going on, or you could have the most positive. And it's not about the circumstances, it's about how you react to them and how your
Yes.
mindset is. Because you could see the most positive person in the world be going through the worst things, and they're still happy about it. And that's what helps pull them out. And, that's what helps get that positivity. Sometimes it's more not, hey, this is happening to me, or why is this happening? It doesn't matter. Like, if you're positive all the time, as much as you
Yes.
that really makes a difference because it's, again, your circumstances don't dictate your life. It's how you react to those circumstances.
Exactly. How you react to it is really important, because a small example of, say you're out driving and somebody cuts you off, and you could choose to hold on to that negative energy, so to speak, and be really angry and let that affect your mood because, oh, you're mad because somebody cut you off. Whereas the harder part, but it's more rewarding, is when you're like, whatever, I don't know their life, I don't know where they're going. Yeah, it kind of sucked, it made me annoyed, but I'm going to continue to do me. And that's where the really challenging part is. So I always tell people life isn't all rainbows and sunshine, but the more that you focus on the rainbows and sunshine, the quicker the rainbows and sunshine are going to come. Like, we all live life, we all have life circumstances that pop up and happen. But just as you mentioned, it's important to focus on your reaction and how you're handling the situation, where sometimes it's easier. The old saying, misery loves company. Sometimes it's easier to sit in our misery and be like, well, I have this going on, that going on, so I'm allowed to be negative, I'm allowed to be mean. No, it's harder work to say, wow, I have a lot of shit going on. Like, life is hard right now, but I'm going to persevere and push through it.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes the hardest things we can do are the best things for us. There's no shortcut in life. And what ties really into that, and also two things you just brought up too, is that the first thing say you're on a highway, right? And you want to get off at another topic we're talking, you want to get off at one exit, and you miss that exit. You can easily say, "Oh, I missed the exit. What am I gonna do? Let me make all these turns to get back." Or you can take the next exit, still get to your destination, and who knows what you're going to find or who you're going to meet through those shortcuts. You might find a restaurant you've never been to,
Yes,
or and that's also how you react. And another thing too is, and this is something I had to work on, because I was one of those people that would always try to sway people's opinions and try to get them on the same, because we all have a different way of doing things. And so a new philosophy that I've adapted is, when someone gives their opinion, if I don't agree with it, or it may not be where I'm at, I'll just be like, hey, that's cool, I respect your opinion. And it's just how you react things. And sometimes that's what it comes to when it comes to interacting with people or circumstances and situations. It's that there is almost like an unwritten rule that you're waiting for that reaction, or you're waiting for that, oh, this is the atypical reaction from this conversation or that. But when you're positive and like someone's yelling at you and you could be yelling back, and you're like, no, you know what, that's totally okay. And
yes.
I wasn't expecting
yeah. I love that. The old saying, kill them with kindness. It's so true. Because sometimes people don't expect it, and they're like, they don't know what to say when you're nice back after they've just been so rude to you. So, because it takes a truly strong inner person to bring forth that kindness after somebody's been rude, or it takes a truly strong person to persevere when life is a lot to handle and juggle. So I love that.
Yeah, and it's like, I know there's a lot of people I say hi to all the time that I don't even know, and I just love saying hi to people. And sometimes they'll look at me like, wait, what? He just said hi to me. It's like,
yeah, I actually did a post about, or a talk about that last week, how I used to, I love saying hi to people as I walk by. The more happiness and positive vibes you put out there, the more you're going to attract to yourself. And I used to get offended when people wouldn't say hi back. I would be like, the nerve, like, whatever. And then I'm like, again, you don't know what they're going on in their life. You don't know what they're dealing with. And that's how they want to be, and that's okay. I'm not going to hold on to any hard feelings of negative energy, and just continue on my path and just wish them the best. In those circumstances, I always try to put out the positive vibes for people and wish them well if they look like, they're just staying in their lane and they need it. So yeah.
Exactly, and that's a great segue to our next point, to talk about you don't know what everybody's going through. So with that, we also don't know, well, what are some people doing, whether it's meditation or other things, to help find their inner balance or their equilibrium. And I'm going to throw this one over to you, especially since it goes into what you do. But before I do that, I would just say 2 points. That one thing I do that's helped me a lot is, I'm a karate student. So I study martial arts, Shotokan, which is traditional Japanese. And I find that that's a very helpful source and outlet to push out all that negativity and bring on all that positivity. With every punch you throw, kick you hit, and especially when you're in that dojo and you're really cleansing your soul of all that. You come in with the dojo with all that negativity, and you're leaving with all this positivity. So I found that's a really good source.
Absolutely, yes. It just allows the body to physically move the energy and flow, and kind of that's what I get into as well, teaching yoga. I teach here on the beach, as well as taking on meditation clients and doing Reiki, which is energy work. It's just really allowing the body, if you think of a hose, there gets energetic kinks in our body, whether we're conscious of it or not, and that is holding on energy and storing energy into our body, and that can turn into physical pain, low back pain, shoulder pain, stress, anxiety. So for me, with meditation is amazing. It has changed my life. It has changed my mindset. When I am spending my beach days with some friends, I always say, guys, all right, I got to go get high on life right now. I'll be back in like 20 minutes, and I go meditate. And I really do feel that high, but it's a natural state of high. It's a natural state of happiness and feeling that energy. And whether you're meditating for 2 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, you're going to notice a difference. Some days people are probably, you do yoga every day, meditate every day. No, again, I have life and I have life circumstances coming on. I do, but my meditations or my yoga sequence is a little bit shorter. So some days, if I can only get in 2 minutes of breath work and breathing and consciously trying to allow my energy to flow, allow my body to calm down, or give myself energy, because meditation ultimately gives your body what you need. Most people, I laugh because most people say they don't want to try. Well, most people want to try meditation because they hear, oh, it's good for relaxation and stress relief, but they don't want to put in the work because it is hard work. They're like, I don't want to sit there and lay there and do nothing. You're not doing nothing. You're turning off your mind so your body can just be. And I laugh because a lot of people, the way I teach yoga is all about very similar to meditation. And we have Shavasana at the end, which is where you lay down and get relaxed as possible into a meditative state and get the body as calm as possible. And people often say like, oh, I don't like yoga because it makes me tired. And same thing with yoga and meditation. It's going to give your body what you need. And most people need to slow down a little bit. So yeah, that's why you might feel a little tired after you're done a yoga class and you might want to go take a nap because you need to slow down, and that's okay. Whereas it can also be the opposite. There are some days I wake up and I'm like, I need some energy today, and I do breath work and yoga for working with my body's energy to bring the energy. So meditation can go both ways. And again, it can be for 2 minutes, 20 minutes, 60 minutes, but it's really, it can deter people away because, again, people are like, I don't know if I want to sit there and do nothing. But when you find that I tell people, challenge yourself. Sit there for 2 minutes, set an alarm, set a timer. You can do it when you first wake up, especially if you're doing it when you first wake up, set a timer and sit there, and literally your one job is to tell your brain to focus on your breath. Nice, slow, deep inhales through the nose, and nice, slow, deep exhales. You can let them out through the mouth, out through the nose. That is your one job, and you're going to notice that in those 2 minutes, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I want more of this.
Exactly, and you really feel through your equilibrium. I know we did something along those lines at my job, and it was interesting because you bring that up too when you're saying like most people don't want to do nothing. When you think about it, someone who's watching even one TV episode, or they're reading one chapter in a book, you may think, hey, I'm actually doing something, but you're still sitting there. So it's no different than meditating. The only difference is you're sitting there regardless in those three activities. It's just what you're doing besides doing nothing. And so meditating, you actually are doing something. It's no different than reading a book or watching a TV show. Am I right?
You are so right. And it's so powerful to be able, and again, meditation takes practice. It's like acquiring a new skill. When you're learning an instrument, you're not going to be hitting every note, or if you with your karate and tai chi, like you didn't just go out and you're like, I'm a pro. You had to do basic simple tools and techniques and the fundamentals, and then that's the same thing with meditation. It's acquiring a new skill, so there are simple tools and techniques that are going to help guide you into there so that you will be able to essentially lay down for 20 minutes and essentially think about how powerful that doing nothing actually is that doing nothing is, so to speak, is turning your brain off. Like it's like, I'm going to power down, rebooting and resetting the body, and just being and laying in your inner space is truly amazing. So, but like anything, it takes practice and it takes the time, and most people get like I don't have time to dedicate to it. 2 minutes of breath work, 30 minutes of breath work. Those are simple tools and techniques. Saying positive things as you're laying there, even if you don't have time, and I challenge who's ever watching this today, if you don't have time, so to speak, as you are getting in your car driving somewhere, Tell yourself something positive. I'm strong. I'm beautiful. And focus on that. Obviously, if you're doing this while you're driving, focus on the road. But even when you are like home, you're cooking, focus on telling yourself something positive. And that's a simple tool and technique of meditation, because you're allowing yourself to get out of your head. Because I'm sure, as most of us are, whether we're driving, whether we're cooking, we have think, oh, what am I going to do next? I have X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do this. And then, going back full circle of what you said, then you look up and you're like, I missed the exit. Or same thing when maybe you're cooking and you throw too much of X, Y, and Z in. It's a tool we can really use to implement in all areas of our lives, to really practice focusing, being in the present moment. As a yoga instructor, this is something I preach a lot on, because when we're not living in the present moment, say we're thinking too much about the past. Oh, I shouldn't have said this. I should have done that. I'm a Libra. We're overthinkers. That used to be me, and I'm still working on that, because we all struggle and we all go through it. There are situations I'm like, oh, I wish I said this. I should have done that. I'm like, Mary, be present, because that's I'm holding on to that energy. I can't change the situation. I can't go back and change things. Or versus the opposite, so you are so focused on what's coming up. Oh, I have to go pick up the kids from here. I got to drop them off, do this and that. You're thinking too much about the future. That creates anxiety. And that's also what makes time feel like it's going so fast and the day's going so fast. Time is just a distraction. Really, there's so much time in the day to get things done. And this is all a mindset that you can learn through meditating. So it's really essential when you learn to tap into that meditation, tapping into that present moment, you're going to find that you're going to have less anxiety, less stress. You're not going to be holding on to things, and you'll find it's so much easier to let go. So that's all done through meditation and tapping into that mindset. So yeah.
Yeah, and with Mary's challenge, I'll add to that challenge for those that watch TV on a daily basis. Watching a half an hour program or an hour program, there's about 4 or 5 seconds. So if you do it for 1 or 2 of those commercial breaks, sitting there anyway, going to get a snack, you do reading it. You want to challenge yourself and you do a commercial break, you'll walk away with like 15 minutes of meditating, watching one TV show.
Yes, exactly. Find ways to challenge yourself. I'll be waiting for like my tea in the morning to heat up, and I'll do squats, because sometimes I don't have time to work out every day. But if you want something bad enough, you'll find time. There's always enough time. And same thing with like if you're scrolling through social media, pull up there's so many apps out there. The Calm app is a really great one that'll help give you guided meditations. Sometimes I use YouTube. I just do guided meditation, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, and I just pull it up, put my headphones in, lay down, and it's great. So I love that, adding on to that challenge.
Yeah, awesome. So again, we challenge you to, do better than you can and have fun with it, and get that positivity going. I think with that, we can wrap it up now.
Yeah.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I hope everybody who's watching it or who will watch this learns something from it, and hopefully this puts you on a positive, cleansing yourself of all that negativity.
Yes, it's again cleansing yourself, getting rid of any negative energy. It's a process. It's acquiring a new skill. So don't let it defeat you. If something happens in your life and that makes you angry, and then you're getting angry because you're angry and you're trying to be positive, it's okay. We all go through life. It's acquiring a new skill. You'll get there. But even just by recognizing that you want to better your mindset, you want to focus on the positive, that's already a start to get you there.
Yeah. No. Out. Again, for those just tuning in, follow us. For me, Farrellism on Facebook, Farrellism on YouTube, and then at Farrellism50 on Instagram.
Thank you. True vibe. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, for those if there's somebody who rode by, I said, I'm taking your positive vibes. See, it's already taken effect. It's just, you just have to be open to listening, and you just have to be open. So yeah, if anybody is curious a little bit more, following me and what I do a little bit deeper, this is, we're sharing this video, so this has my personal Facebook, so feel free to add me on there. My company, True Vibe, is on Facebook, and then we are True Vibe Tribe on Instagram, and then I also post I post different things on different social medias, and my personal account is my favorite because I really post my story, my struggles, what goes on with my life, and how I work through it to maintain that state of happiness. And my Instagram is MaryMC4. So if anybody has questions too, if you're watching this later, just drop a comment in. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for having me too.
Being here, hopefully this will be the one of many. I'm really glad that we were able to get your opinion and your perspective on this, especially coming from where you're coming from, and I really appreciate it. I know our viewers do, and this has been fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you, everybody.
No problem. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.